Hello, everyone, and welcome to a surprise. My little new moon in Aquarius, Feng Shui. I made a pledge to myself to alive every week, or at least for every moon. And so here I am, and we're going to talk about the new moon in Aquarius, which is on Thursday. So I don't know if you feel this energy yet, but there's a tremendous amount of energy of shift. Everything is in Aquarius. So much is in Aquarius that's happening right now. There's 6 planets in Aquarius. For those of you who've never done your astrological chart before, I highly recommend Googling a website that is how to find my astrological chart. Look up where Aquarius is in your chart. It's where you'll find the 2 squiggles around the circle. So you'll see a circle for your astrological chart, and there are 2 squiggles on top of one another. That's Aquarius. Wherever you see that, look for the number of the house and then Google, what does this house of astrology mean? And you'll see where this is affecting you, because there's so many planets in one place. It's one of those times where I go, this is interesting. I want to find out exactly what this means, just for more perspective on the whole picture. You, of course, always make your life, always make your luck, always make things happen. And in this whole method of Feng Shui, you are the superpower. But all these cosmic themes are so fascinating, and it can really help you to focus energy in different ways, maybe ways you wouldn't have thought of before. So the new moon in Aquarius is a supercharged moon. It's not a super moon, but it's a supercharged moon for so many reasons. First is these 6 planets that are all together in Aquarius. The second part of it, which is really interesting, is that there is a combination, a coming together of Jupiter and Venus. And that is a combination of love, of beauty, of wealth, of money, of success, of luck, of all those themes that people talk about all in one, all on Thursday, and even a little before Thursday. So think about that kind of divine excellence, and bringing that divine feeling of excellence to your space, that divine feeling of excellence to your life. So I am actually not an Aquarius. I'm a Virgo Sagittarius, lots of Sagittarius apparently in my life. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I got from my desk, just in terms of excellence. So I just grabbed a bouquet of normal grocery store flowers. There not many florists open here right now in Los Angeles, but at the grocery store, to support flower growers, and because I love them, I've been getting bouquets and splitting them up into multiple vases. So you can get one thing of flowers for like $10, $15, spread it out around your house, and you have more beauty, you have more energy, you have more excellence, and it doesn't cost very much money. Now I know some places and some things are more expensive than others. I'm trying to put this down safely. Okay, there we go. But I want to give you some ideas to think about bringing these extra bits to your space, these extra bits of excellence. So preparing your home for this new moon is thinking in terms of this greatness. And so look around your house and go, where can I make things better? So last time I talked to you, I was getting new flower pots for everything. And now I have them. Unfortunately, they're too heavy for me to drag right now. But I will do a video and I will showcase all the different little tiny upgrades that I made in my space that just makes such a big difference, especially in this room, because this is my workspace room. And so I have different rooms to do different things, but all around me all day long, it makes such a difference to have new flower pots, new plant pots, these little things that don't cost a lot of money. You can even gather up your loose change, any doll floating around, I have some, this is a really fun thing to do for your desk. I have some fortunes from fortune cookies. I have some crystals that I really like, and I have this ashtray that I love. You could also use a bowl, and just gather up some things that feel rich and excellent and full of love, and keep them in your workspace. And that can be amazing. I'll incorporate more of these things into videos to come, but I want you to just think broadly about this and look at your house. Prepare for this. Get ready for this one, because this one's a really good theme. Now, Aquarius is all about innovation, doing things in new ways. So in terms of making little upgrades in your home, that's fabulous. But also, how can you innovate? How can you do things in new ways? And this is far reaching. Just the thought of doing a new thing, that's wonderful. But if you do a new thing with the same mindset, if you're doing something and you're thinking to yourself, this isn't going to work anyway. I'm just not good at this. This isn't going to happen. That's not the thing. So it's not just about doing new things. It's about doing new things and really stepping into faith in a new mindset. Does that make sense to you? This is really, really important, because I think I have gotten tripped up in the past by this, thinking I'm doing all these new things and nothing new is happening. I don't understand what's wrong with me. And it's not about just doing new things with a new mindset, with new energy behind it. So how can you do that for yourself? And that leads me to making your list of goals. So whenever there's a moon, especially a new moon, I like to light a little candle. So I'll sit down, light a little candle, grab my pen and paper, and I will just keep writing and writing and writing all the things for the month, all the things I want to experience, all the things I want to create, all the things I want to happen, all the things that even seem unrealistic, and just really plant those seeds and declare that these are the things that I am going to have happen in this month. Now, when you're doing this, it's really important that you feel them, that they're not just in your head. They're not just out here in the ether. They're here. You feel them, right? So write down all your goals, write down all your intentions, write down all these things, and even things that you need to happen that you're not quite sure how they're going to happen, but you're just declaring, this is what I'm going to get. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to manifest. Bring it all. It doesn't have to be a million things. Write them down, be clear about them. And this time, really read them every day. Sometimes you make a list of goals, you put it away, and then you find it one day and you're like, wow, I accomplished all this. And that's wonderful. But this time, really look at it. This whole year, we're headed into a Lunar New Year. I promise there will be a Year of the Ox video coming very soon, hopefully by the end of the weekend. A bigger video all about the Year of the Ox. And this year is about more planning, more deliberate, more step by step motion, really getting into the process of things. And so if you write your goals and then read them every day and keep them right in the front of your mind, keep them right in front of your eyes, keep them on your desk, keep looking at them, and don't look at them and think, oh, they're so far away. Look at them and say, how can I get more of this today? How can I bring more of this to the day? How can I take a step towards some of this? And take one step. So something as simple as me sitting down here and doing this today, because I knew this was Thursday, that this moon was happening. And if I did it tomorrow, it wouldn't be as effective. And I promised I would do it. I just hopped down here. My dog's looking. The food is supposed to be coming soon. And I was like, I've got to make this happen. So you can do the same thing. Decide, okay, I could probably do this tomorrow. I could probably do this then. Just do it. Keep doing it. Keep seeing it and acting on it, and do it. And that's how you're going to see all this forward momentum start building. Not about forcing yourself to do things, but there's this mindset that I'm really into. And I'll tell you the two people who inspire me. One is Picasso, and the other is the novelist Danielle Steele. Picasso says, let inspiration will find you, but let it find you working. I'm misquoting it possibly, but it's about the fact that practices of creating things are not just for when you are over the moon, completely inspired, divinely everything is calm and perfect, and you can 100% focus and you're so into it and you have all the ideas flowing. That's awesome, but that's not always, right? What is always is you deciding at this time every day, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on this thing. And some days I'm going to sit down, I'm not going to have anything to say, and I'm going to stare at a blank page, and maybe I'm going to jot some things down, and maybe I'm going to sit down and stare at a blank page, and then I'm going to walk away and do nothing. But I'm going to sit down and commit myself to this. I'm going to put my energy in front of this. And that's how inspiration starts finding you, as a habit. You can't create consistently and create big bodies of work, no matter what you do, if you're not in a practice where things don't have to be ideal. That whole idea that everything has to be perfect before you manifest something is garbage, or we would have nothing created in the whole wide world, because nothing's ever perfect, right? So the other idea from Danielle Steele, which I thought was really, really powerful, is the fact that she wrote 185 books so far, many bestsellers, all based on her work ethic, where she gets up and before she does anything else, she sits down and starts planning, and then sits down and starts writing. And when she starts writing, she just goes. And yeah, she takes the breaks she needs and whatever else, but she is just in it. And sometimes she feels it, sometimes she doesn't, but she gets there. And that's the way you build a huge body of work, no matter what you're doing. That's the way you make big breakthroughs, not when only the stars are aligned, or only it's perfect, or only this or only that. And I feel like for this year and this new moon, it's a time to cultivate more of that. Of just saying, yeah, I would love for this to be more ideal. I would love to be wearing a dress right now and have the sun streaming in the windows and have all sorts of other things happening to do this video. And I would love for it to be 5 days ago, but it isn't. It's now. And I had to do it. And that's what I've committed to this year even more. And how can you commit to this even more? Because this is the stuff that takes you to another level of your creativity, where you start to see your inner resources in a whole different way. You start to see what's possible in a whole different way. It's not someone coming to discover you, or some magic thing happening where you transform into someone else. In the School of Intention, the Feng Shui school, which is starting soon, if you want to be a Feng Shui pro, I'll link the link below for all the details. In this very unique way of doing Feng Shui, I'm very interested in helping people become more themselves, not transformed into someone else. That word transformation can get really dicey, because it can imply that you're going to become a different person. No, you're going to be you, but you're going to be you feeling your best. And that's how you actualize all your potential, not by fitting yourself into boxes you don't fit in, not into making yourself speak or think like somebody else, or go against your nature. This is about tapping into your nature. And the beauty of Aquarius is that it is so out of the box. It's so broad, and it's about you tapping into your true nature. So when you write your list of goals, really write them from here. When you look at your house and see, how can I beautify this more? Really think of it from here. When you start looking at different aspects of your life and how you could bring more greatness and energy and beauty to them, don't think of it in terms of how do I become like someone else. Think of it in terms of what would make me the happiest? What would be so cool? What would I love to do every day? What would I be so excited to do that I would just be bouncing off the walls? I didn't set out to do this, to have this whole Feng Shui world and a method and a school and all this stuff. But I just kept following step by step the energy of doing this. And it wound up taking me out of the career I was in and taking me into this. And along the way, there was a point where it was becoming more real. And I thought to myself, my God, if I could sit around all day and write and make videos and do things, that would be just like the coolest life ever. So I wrote it down on paper, and I actually made a list. I keep it in my drawer. I wrote a list. Let's see if I can find it easily. I wrote a list of all the things I could do. It's here, this slice of paper, all the things I could do if I had all my time to devote to being a full-time creative. Well, I was a creative in my other work too, but a full-time creative. And I found it recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, I get to do all of this. It's amazing, but I feel like I'm just getting started. And you probably feel the same way. No matter where you are, there's always more to do. And so put it all on paper. really commit to it and cultivate more of this energy of just showing up no matter what. I'm going to show up to write. I'm going to show up to do this work. I'm going to show up to apply for jobs. I'm going to show up to work on my business. I'm going to show up to work out. I'm going to show up to cook, whatever it is. Even if you're not 100% feeling it, you will get there. And this new moon, according to Pam Gregory, who's one of my favorite astrologers who's on YouTube, and if you don't watch her videos, I highly recommend them. This new moon falls in a point in Aquarius that Jupiter will be moving over 2 more times this year. And that means that Jupiter and all of its expansive energy is going to beam down on this point in time 2 more times. So everything you do now, think of it as having 3 times the energy, all the goals, all the decisions, all the stuff, just really potent excellence. I think Pam Gregory calls it miracle grow for your goals. And that is such a beautiful way to put it. So go for it, guys. Put it all on paper. Put it all right in front of you. Really lean into the things that you love. See little bits more greatness everywhere. And as you're getting ready, if you can, as you're getting ready for the Lunar New Year, which is Friday. So this is Thursday, the new moon. Friday is the Lunar New Year. As you're getting ready for the Lunar New Year, you might want to deep clean your house. And don't do it on Friday if you want to be traditional. Do it before Friday, because on Friday is a day where you're not meant to be cleaning. Forget about cleaning for the weekend. Try to do it this week. Clean up a little bit more. Get ready for that fresh start of the new year. And you can think of all the goals that you set right now as your goals for the Lunar New Year. So it's like a second new year. And for some of you, it's your primary new year. So really dig in and dig into you, into what moves you, into what pulls you forward. We're moving into the season of abundance. The Cash Camp is coming. And every season I have a free giant video series full of money feng shui, which everybody loves, and it's really powerful. So I will link that after this in the description box below. So if you're watching the replay, it will be there for you, and it's going to start the next few weeks, so you can grab that. And if you have questions, always feel free to reach out. I'm going to check. I love how you always show up happy, inspiring, motivated, and high vibe. What's your motto to help you show up? Well, thank you. And I really feel like this is what I don't know what else to do. I don't feel good about myself if I don't leave it all on the table. And I used to have jobs where I had to phone things in. And if you've had a job where you've had to phone things in, you really don't want to be there. You feel like you should be somewhere else. You feel exhausted, and you're kind of going through the motions. And maybe for something special, you'll kind of put more of yourself into it. But that's not how I feel about this. This is like my love. And the way that I was able to sort of transition from a life like that with a career and working for other people and having all of these other things to do into something like this was to find the love and find myself in the stuff I was doing then. So I started to realize if I really show up for what I'm doing, no matter what, it's going to be better. It's going to be better than sucking. It's going to keep getting better. And so I went from things that I really didn't love to do, showing up for them, to things I did love to do. And there are times where I just can't show up because I'm exhausted, and I'm okay with that. And I let myself take breaks now. I wasn't good at that before. I used to just lose my voice and get really burned out. But part of this whole motto, the Picasso motto, the Danielle Steele work ethic, is this idea that creativity is a practice, and we got to show up for it. You know, like we had to show up for grammar school, and we had to show up to learn the ABCs and learn how to read and all those things. We got to show up for ourselves in this way. And it's not discipline that's put from outside of ourselves. It's from within you. So the way I feel about everything is I don't worry when I put it all out into the world. And that might be a good motto. And maybe that is my motto. Like when I give it 100 of what I've got, I've left it all on the table. And in that moment, I know there's nothing else that I could have done differently. And that's how I stopped having regrets and looking backwards and not showing up and sort of checking out and putting things away for another day. I realized all I need to do is show up and give 100 and prepare as much as I can and realize that that's what I'm being called to do. I have to keep doing it. It's my practice. And you might have your own practice, something that draws you forward. But I think that's a really important question. And for everyone, this new moon, this whole time is about how you show up and showing up more as you. But it's a really big deal, especially with all this energy really close together in the sky, all this momentum, all this energy in Aquarius telling you, like, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Be yourself and show up more like that. And you will definitely cultivate more faith in you. It makes a big difference. So thank you guys so much. Have an amazing Thursday. Have an incredible Friday. New video coming soon. If you haven't yet, subscribe. I'm making tons of videos this year. It's been so much fun to get to know you all better. If you have things you want to know about, leave them in the comments and I will read them and I will make you some videos, because this is really about you. This isn't about me. This is about you. So have a wonderful week and weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.